What up, YouTube? Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. You've seen 1,000 videos talking about this firearm, Canik Mete MC9 PRIME. I got it. I've shot it. Tell you how I think about it. CZP09 Nocturne. We've talked about that. Walther PDP Pro F Series. We've talked about that. We got 3 firearms here that are all 9mm. Only one of them is comped, but I have them all 3 here on the table because they are comparable in size. They're comparable in barrel length. They're comparable in the feel in your hand. The recoil impulse should be different with this one because they say it is comped. I'd rather say it's ported, but they say it's comped. These two are not. But because I've shot all 3 and I own all 3 and I paid for all 3, I don't have to be dishonest with you about what it is that I think about each one and how they stack up against each other. Because ported, comped, whatever you want to call it aside, they're very comparable. Now, this one is clearly slimmer than the other 2 examples. But the feel in hand, very comparable. These 2, the triggers, very comparable. Not so much here. This is a double action pistol or firearm. So we're not even going to mention the trigger there. It's there more so as a reference for size and some of the construction elements. And the recoil impulse matters, so this one is here. Now, when you see with these 2, you see the slide is considerably larger on these 2. On this one, what the technical term that people like to say, the bore axis. The slide is considerably thinner and the construction is a little bit different. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not a gunsmith and I'm not a gun snob either. So it has its place here and I'll kind of get into that. Just aesthetically, you see this one has a red dot Holosun. This one has a green dot Zalissi. This one has a Surefire. This one has a Streamlight. This one has a Viridian. It doesn't have a light because I like these lights. It doesn't fit on here no matter which one of the attachments that you try to use for the rail. It doesn't fit. You need the TLR 7X sub and that will fit here. This one doesn't fit. I wouldn't try to put it on there anyway. I actually don't even carry this weapon with this light on. I just got it on there. I got lights and all kind of shit just laying around here. So don't pay that part any attention. This optic, the Viridian that you see on the Canik, is something that I just had here. I didn't buy this. I never even took it out of the box until the day when I got home with this one. But I bought a Smith & Wesson while they were doing a promotion, and that Viridian RFX 15 came with it, and it fit, so that's where it's at. Once I got it on there, I wasn't upset about it being on there because it actually looks pretty good on there. The window's a little bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be because in comparing it to this 407, same footprint, this window is considerably smaller. Now on this Walther, we're not even going to have that conversation. It has a green dot RMR on it, so clearly it's a bigger window. In the hand, I'll start with this CZ, the one that I actually love. This CZ feels great in your hand. It's not too big, it's not too small. It didn't come with this mag wheel, I'll put that on there. But it fits for a guy with, you know, somewhat larger hands. It fits good. It's not aggressive, but it's more aggressive than most of the firearms you're gonna find. Feels good in your hand. You can shoot it with sweaty hands and you're not gonna feel like it's falling out of your hand. This Walther. Again, this mag wheel did come here. The grip on this one is outstanding. It's not overly aggressive. You know, I like the sandpaper type shit, but it's good. It flows with this weapon. It feels good in your hand. If you haven't held one of these and you go hold this one, you're going to fall in love with it. Feels great in the hand. This Canik though, this Prime, and that's what we're going to refer to this as now. This Prime, the only other weapon that's come out recently, other than other Caniks like the TTI, which I have, the only other weapon that has the grip texture that's comparable to this, that is close to this, is the M&P 2.0 carry comp. The grip texture on that Canik is outstanding. And it may be because it's aggressive, it's highly aggressive. That's why I like it. It reminds me of the grip texture on the TTI Combat. You can tell that some things from other Canik weapons were integrated into this one to make it as good as it is. People have compared the triggers. While aesthetically they may look very similar, I'm here to tell you, these triggers are nowhere near the same. Now, this is a good trigger. It is not as good as this trigger. This trigger is in a league of its own as far as Caniks are concerned. Hell, as far as many other firearms are concerned, this trigger is superior. I love this trigger on this TTI. I like how this trigger looks here, and I actually like the trigger. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's this good or it's as good as the Rival, because the Rival has almost a 3-pound trigger pull, which is not, it's not too heavy, it's not too light. People have lied to you guys and said that, oh, that Prime has too light of a trigger pull to be a carry weapon. It's almost 2 pounds. That trigger pull is slightly over 4 pounds on this Prime. So let's just eliminate the BS out the gate. It is a good trigger. It is a great trigger. It feels good when you put your finger on that trigger. It feels good when you pull back. There is a little bit more take up than some of you guys are going to like, but there is a clear and defined wall. And when you hit that wall, there's no squishy feeling. There's no play. You hit the wall, a little bit more pressure, boom, she fires. Same with this Walther. We ain't talking about this trigger in this CZ. It's a wonderful gun, but it's nowhere in the trigger conversation unless we're going to compare it to single doubles. So the trigger don't matter on this. Now let's get to what everybody loved about this when it was coming out. Well, it's comped to support it. It's supposed to eliminate recoil. It doesn't eliminate recoil impulse. It doesn't eliminate muzzle flip. It is a fairly flat shooting gun. Today, before I came home after work, I'm a working guy. I'm not a gun tuber full-time that gets paid for this. I don't get paid at all. So I came home and put this on. This hadn't even been zeroed in all the way yet. Out the box, iron sights, 15 shots. I took 5 shots at 7 yards, 5 shots at 15 yards, 5 shots at 50 yards. Each group, iron sights, fresh out the box, each group was smaller than a fist. And I'm not talking about a target that's right in front of me and we're moving back. I'm talking about stationary targets that are strategically placed 7, 15, and 50. You guys don't see much of what I do. The things that I like to shoot, the way that I like to shoot, I don't record that for YouTube. I like taking long shots. I normally start off, if I'm at the outdoor range, the one that I go to for long shots, my first shot is 75 yards. Then we go on 100 yards. I'm not running drills. I'm not doing build drills. I'm not dragging dummies. I'm not lifting ammo boxes. I'm not running through fences. I'm not twisting, contorting. I ain't doing that. I had to do it in the military and in police academies, hell, and fire academies and all. I'm shooting, man. When I'm out there shooting, I'm going to get comfortable. I'm going to take the shots that I feel challenge me, that I like to take, and I'm going to get proficient at them. Those 50-yard shots with this, fresh out of the box, were, again, group size of a fist or smaller. So when I see people say on their reviews, it's not something that you're going to be able to shoot from any great distance as far as 50 feet. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. A lot of that is on the shooter and understanding elevation and bullet trajectory. You sometimes, I can't explain it. I was taught by my father. My father's from Mississippi. He grew up on a farm in Mississippi. The way that I was taught to shoot and judge elevation and bullet drop, it works for me. It's not a science, but it is a science. It was passed down to me. So sometimes I know if I'm 75 yards away, depending on the round I'm shooting and the handgun that I'm shooting with, I may have to aim right over the top of your head to drop it between your eyes. Those are things you learn as you actually go out and shoot. Those are things you learn through military training or wartime environments or at the police academy. You're going to have to spend time on the range to figure out what it is that the weapon that you're shooting is capable of doing. So I'm not knocking the people that do these time drills and go out and do these competitions. I like watching them. I just ain't doing that much work to time myself to get some shots off when I know that if it comes down to it for me to have to put this iron on you, I'm proficient enough to get it unholstered and to get on my target and neutralize the threat. So there's that. Back to what I'm here for. The Nocturne. Because of the low bore axis, that firearm shoots pretty flat, even though it's not comped or ported. This one is comped and ported, but it has a large slide on it. All bullshit aside, because I'm not being paid, this is a flat damn shooting gun. And I didn't shoot anything but 124 grain. I've had enough Caniks to understand that, yes, you can fire 115 grain out of a Canik. The Canik, they prefer 124 grain. You do a little research on it, they'll tell you that. These perform the best at 124 grain or above. We ain't gonna argue about it. That's my personal experience. That's what I know to be true. 124 grain is a sweet spot for a Canik. If you've ever owned one or if you haven't owned one, Caniks come with a very tight spring. This is one of those weapons that you want to get through your break-in period to see where that spring settles at. Once you get through your break-in period, if you run the 124 grain for about the first 200 rounds, then you start running some 115 grain BS rounds, you're going to see, okay, it can handle that. It's going to shoot them well. Every one that I've got that I've started off 300 to 400 rounds of 124 grain, I didn't have a single malfunction. The issues people were having with the TTI, light primer strikes, failure to eject, failure to feed, all of that stuff, I ran 124 grain for 500 rounds and didn't have a single one of those issues. So I may have just been lucky. It happens. I got lucky today. I ordered this on the day that it came out from a local big box store here, paid my money for it. Thought I was going to walk in the store and get it that day or the next day, and I get an email saying it won't be until the 26th. It is what it is. I had to have it. I got an email 7:30 this morning saying it was ready for pickup. I walk in there, I get it. I'm talking to the guy. He says they only allotted us 150 for the academy here in Warner Robins, Georgia. Yours came in on the truck last night. It was the only one that came in last night. Shocked the shit out of me. And people tell you shit and be bullshitting. I didn't believe him, but I'll be good and goddamn. Quantity 1 of 150. He said it was the only one that came in last night. I picked mine up today. So I'm happy I got it, had to shoot it. Back to the review. This one. This feels great in the hand. That trigger is amazing. I would compare these triggers, giving the Canik the slight edge, but that's a damn good trigger. I ain't gonna take nothing away from Walter. This PDP F-Series Pro 3.5 is a recoil monster. It is a muzzle flip monster. You are really gonna have to have a strong, good grip and purchase and lock those arms and really focus on keeping this thing on target in rapid fire situations. Hell, even in slow fire, single shots, she gonna dance on you. Now it's 9 mil, so it's not gonna take you down to 357 SIG or the 45 dance, but it's going, in comparison to these, this one moves the most. No need for me to lie to you or tell you anything different. And I love that gun, so let's not even act like that's the issue. I love it. I can shoot it. I can control it. It takes practice for anybody, even me. This one, pretty flat shooter, very minimal recoil. It's not going to move in your hand. You're not going to feel like it's punching your palm. But still, even with that, as much as I love it, neither one of those shoots better than this as it pertains to recoil and the feel in your hand. Now, I'm going to tell you something else. I didn't realize this because when you see a lot of these videos, this thing looks a whole hell of a lot smaller in a lot of videos than it actually is. You probably got about that much difference between the barrel on a Glock 19 or 45 between this and the 80. You're not going to believe me, so I'm going to show you because I happen to be in here with a couple of my guns. Let me dig in this bag right quick and just show you what I got. So, this is my Glock 45. I'm going to lay it down. Prime. Ass to ass. They touch it. Not much of a difference. You get into the difference with this in any gun with the width. It's a slim line gun. If I had it in here, I would show you this is more in line with the Glock 48. But even with it being slimmer than these guns and being more in line with the Glock 48, this full-size grip here, the way that it's constructed, it is hard for you not to get a good grip on it and make it induce limp wristing because because it's thin. You have to really get a good grip on it. It forces that. It forces you to do it. If you know what you're holding and how you should hold it, it induces that. It's already undercut right here. Now, it's not textured like I know a lot of y'all like it. You're going to say, oh, it's not double undercut. Man, it's undercut. It's a slim line. You can get a good grip on it. You can put that thumb right there. I mean, it feels great in your hand. You don't even realize how slim it is because of how wide this part is. But it leaves that room for you to really get in there and get on it. You can get it right here. Now, this slide, it's aggressive. And I like that it's aggressive because I can rack it here. I can rack it here. It's very subtle. It's not like an HK. There's some slight serrations right here. If you want to rack it right here, you can rack it right there. So, all in all, if I had to rank these three, just based off of the things that we've talked about and eliminating the trigger from this one, if I had to rank them 1 through 3, for me, right now, as it stands, I'm going 1, 2, 3. And the only reason these two haven't flip-flopped in that ranking is the trigger. If I'm going strictly off recoil, how it feels, how flat it shoots, I'm going 1, I'm going 2, I'm going 3. If it comes down to capacity, magazine capacity, I'm going 1, I'm going 2, I'm going 3. This is factory with 18. This is factory with 17. This is factory with 21. Correction, I'm wrong. This is factory with 15. I added this +2, so it's 17. But 1, 2, 3. If we're going with the ability to mount the optic without having to buy a special Holosun to direct mount, because I'm a fan of direct mount, this is 1A and 1B. There's not a 1 and 2. They have the same footprint. They're both direct mount. This is going to be 3, 4, 5, and 6. I got a problem with Walther based on this bullshit about waiting 6 weeks to get this damn plate. And yeah, whatever. I love the gun, but that shit pissed me off. I'm still mad about it. The optics that come on the weapons. This is number one. This is number one. I'm able to co-witness. They're good quality sights. Same brand that's actually on my MMP 2.0 carry comp. Both of them, they come with that. This is going to be number two. They're not great sights, but I can co-witness from the factory. Didn't have to do anything. And they glow. I don't like these sights, man. I can't co-witness because of the optic I chose, so I'm not going to hold that against the weapon. If I would have got another optic, I could have co-witnessed. This is some bullshit. These sights, they're white dots. You can raise and lower this rear sight, but they're very short. They're not tall, and I'm just not a fan of the style of them. I'm actually going to take them off and go with some different sights. But all in all, if I had to do a total score and I removed this and I was just going to run these two, I love the Walther. It has some great things about it. There's history with it. There's thousands or probably millions of people that swear by it. It is a great gun. But if I'm just comparing these two and I got to pick which one I'm going to carry every day for the next year, you can get the hell out of here. This Canik Mete MC9 PRIME is a hell of a weapon. It shoots great. It feels great in your hand. It's slim. It's optics ready. It's from a company that's building a great reputation. You're looking at around $600 without the optic, how it comes. $600. If I'm going to compare that to, even though these weapons aren't comparable, I'm going to compare it to this price-wise. Let's just say this was a 19. I can't even count the optic on this, but let's say I put what I wanted to put on there. Let's say I put a Holosun on there. I can get it on sale right now for about $224. So if I had 600 in the gun plus 224, I'm at about $824. If this was a Glock 19 MOS, I'm looking at $620 in my area, around $620 if I wanted to go in the store and get it, just for the firearm. If I wanted to run this Holosun direct mount, SCS green dot, I'm looking at $338 right now. So $620 plus $338, we're looking at $958 already. If I wanted to go with the same Ameriglow sights that I went and had to pay $109 to put on, we at $1,000. We ain't even got to the light. That's another $150. And I'm not gonna count the things I did to it outside of that. We're at $1,000 right here. Not even counting the trigger, the mag well, the mag extension, none of that. We're at $1,000. Right here, running out the door. I'm at $800. History behind it, I know, blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's what you need. If you got the opportunity to go get you one, go get it. If you got a first-time shooter in your house and you want them to feel comfortable with what it is that they're carrying, a pre-cocked, striker-fired pistol, this is the one. It's not too big. It's not too small. You got big dudes walking around with it. You got big dudes that want it. You got small hands that can grip it and feel good and shoot it. You got big hands that can grip it and feel it and shoot good. You got something that you could go get for $600 and feel confident in hitting something at least 50 yards away with the proper training. Because I'm going to take it all the way out to about 150 over the next couple of days. We're going to get real acquainted. But this is a great firearm. I'm going to do a full review on it by itself eventually, but I don't want to do that until I do some other things with it. We got to spend more time together, but just based off of what I've done already and what we're looking at, I wanted to give you an unsponsored, unpaid opinion on what it is that this Canik has to offer and why so many people have been waiting since SHOT Show to get their hands on it, and why I was willing to go out and spend my money on it. You should give it a shot.